Hi, I'm Kevin. I spent 15 plus years in enterprise SaaS, most recently leading customer success at Loftware and before that Zuora. The framework I'm going to introduce you to has its roots in the work I did at Zuora, and it's the model I designed and built from the ground up at Loftware. What I want to walk you through is the value pyramid, the framework I use to map customer value across 4 levels of a customer's organization, from the technical infrastructure at the base to user productivity to the operational KPIs leaders are measured on, and at the peak, the strategic ROI the board signs off on. If you're a CSM, you've got a map for navigating a customer's organization and the path to ROI for the economic buyer. If you're a customer, you've got clear ownership at each tier and a direct line from work being done to ROI. The pyramid brings clarity, 4 tiers of value, V0 at the foundation through to V3 at the peak. Let's look at the 4 levels of value. I'll use a customer support use case as the worked example throughout for illustrative purposes. V0, the foundational technical value, the baseline telemetry that proves the product is working, uptime, throughput, performance, transactions processed. This is what your product usage analytics dashboard measures. It's necessary, but it's not the value. For a customer support use case, V0 would typically be tickets handled per day and system response time. And we all know nobody's CFO has ever signed off on a renewal on the basis of V0 stats. V1, user efficiency value, the benefits experienced by individual users, time saved per task, error rates down, end user satisfaction. This is where most of the adoption metrics live. For a customer support use case, a V1 example could be the average handle time per agent dropping from 12 minutes to 7. It's a real benefit. It's local to the user, and it still doesn't map to anything operational management is measured on. V2, operational KPI value. This is the layer most teams skip, and it's the most important one. V2 is where the user level efficiencies aggregate into the KPIs operational leaders actually run on. In our customer support example, a V2 would probably be something like cost per ticket dropping, first contact resolution rising, headcount avoided per tens of thousands of tickets handled. These are the numbers the VP of customer support is measured on every quarter. If you can't connect a V1 efficiency to a V2 KPI, you don't have a story, you have a usage report. V3, financial and strategic value, the line the CFO sees. Dollars of support cost avoided annually, margin improvement from scaling support without linear headcount growth. Capability to enter markets that were previously uneconomic to serve. V3 is what gets the renewal signed and what proves the case for further expansion. But V3 numbers that aren't anchored to a V2 operational KPI evaporate the moment your champion leaves. The customer can't defend a number that they can't derive. So that's the pyramid. V0 is telemetry, V1 is the user benefit, V2 is the operational KPI, and the missing scaffolding, V3 is the financial outcome. Watch for future videos where I'll work through the value pyramid for specific SaaS vendors, could be yours, and see what each of those look like in practice. Thanks for watching.